4. Okay, there we go. All right, so let's see who winds up our reigning champion here tonight for our 5x5 contest. Then we'll go from there. Wait for my computer, and I can see me. How about you guys? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Can you do whatever? Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. There we go. Pesky Citizen Chris. Okay. Another new name on the leaderboard. All right. Greetings, guys. Welcome to a Saturday night at night. God. So, I took the day off. Didn't pay attention to anything going on in the world. Really, just I had to walk away. And I've said this to you guys many times. There's times where you just need to walk away, get your mind off everything, and live your life. So Mrs. P and I spent the day with Mr. and Mrs. Mountaintop Prepper and hit a couple of Amish stores. And around us, you can imagine that's a drive. So we spent a good 8 hours out running around today, just hitting the Amish stores and doing all that sort of stuff. So as for what's going on in the world, if it didn't happen yesterday, I don't know. And you know what? There's times where it's important to not care. It's just one of those things where you got to calm down, you got to take a break, you got to chill out and just say, okay, you know what? Enough. I'm going to walk back, take a step, and just chill. So that was today for me. So, did spend a little bit of time this evening checking out what my plans were for the week. Fortunately for us, the last freeze, or close to at least, is supposed to be this weekend and through Tuesday. So hopefully we will be able to get out and start doing some planting on Wednesday. My garlic's looking great. My peas are looking great. My onions are looking good. My cabbage is looking good. But I've got tomatoes and peppers and cukes and watermelons. Watermelon's a little early yet to put outside. But all this stuff is starting to really take over. So it needs to get out there. So fortunately, I get a chance to do that and get my hands in the dirt here this coming week and play a little bit. And that's all exciting for finally some warm weather. Yes, and I know a lot of you guys have not had it, and if you guys are way up north, you get snow on the ground again. So yeah, hopefully you have enough growing season to grow a lot of the stuff that you have. But which brings us into the big key. I hope you guys saw the first video I put out this morning about what is the supply chain going on. Guys, we're screwed, glued, and tattooed. Okay. Anything and everything, whether it's plastic, rubber, glass, food, the borders, the ships, whatever it is, you need to get it. Okay. I mean, and I'm not telling y'all anything that you don't know. I'm hoping there's a couple of new people here who are going, gee, I just got into this and I'm starting to learn a little bit about what prepping is. Please, please, please do anything and everything you can to get food for your family. You will thank me later. You will thank yourself later if your spouse isn't on board, if your kids aren't on board. Do it anyway, okay? And I know it may cause arguments in the household. Honey, why are you spending this money? Trust me, this summer they're going to go, thank God you did that. So just word to the wise, it's getting uglier by the day, guys. And I mean, this isn't, you know me, I'm not a fear porn. I'm not a doom and gloom guy. I'm a realist, and this is what's going on. Every piece of information you can possibly get about the coming catastrophe is out there. you know, FEMA, the government. I mean, when FEMA and the government tell you that you need to start stocking food, that's when you're a year behind the power curve. Okay, so time to catch up. Do what you can and go from there. Tomorrow is Easter, at least for those of us Christians. For those of the Jewish faith, happy Passover. Wanted to say that to everybody. For those Orthodox Christians, I guess you guys have about a week to wait till Easter. So next week, we'll go from there. We kind of get both of them here. So yes, believe it or not, Mrs. P and I have a ham that we bought years ago, and some homegrown sweet potatoes and some homegrown green beans that are from last year's harvest and 2 years ago. Last year on the green beans and 2 years ago on the sweet potatoes. That will be tomorrow's dinner. And other than that, it will be outlaying some landscape fabric in there. Homestead Homeboy, thank you for the super chat. Everybody thought Noah was crazy. Yes. And it's funny because I'm going to bring up a story tomorrow morning that might throw you guys for a curve. Little Easter history lesson, kind of tie everything together. For those of you that are here that saw the second video I posted today, it was again a little later in the morning, but there were two of them. Maybe you've seen it on other channels, but we are getting waxed as content creators. I want to give you this as an idea. Y'all know this channel is monetized, okay? You see the ads and everything like that. Not like I'm getting rich or anything like that, but yes, I do get paid for doing this. And if people are upset about that, I'm sorry. This takes a little bit of time, like a lot of it. And, I think it's only fair that YouTube cuts us, some of the revenue. I want to give you this one. The last 5 days, it has cost me $65 to post videos. Okay, give you that. That's pretty much it, because YouTube has basically decided they are going to go into history for the last month and a half and demonetize any of the videos that we talk about anything that's going on in Eastern Europe. So they have basically taken back all that revenue. So yeah, that's pretty much every day I look at it and it's, oh, gee, guess what? My revenue went down. Yeah, so just give you that. Yeah, so, I can understand it, that, I mean, if they wanted to make the change like they did with COVID, going forward, I can get it. But when they go in arrears, that's when it gets a little shitty. I'm just waiting for the next one to say, gee, you can't say anything negative about the current administration, otherwise we're going to do it. I mean, at that point, I might as well just sell my house and give it to YouTube or something like that, because that's just not going to happen. I'm sorry, I'm not going to kowtow to anybody and say, oh my God, Joe Biden is the second coming, whatever would be. I mean, simple as that. So, Stella, thank you for the super chat. Heart Welder, thank you as well for it. Appreciate it for both of you guys there. So that's what's kind of going on. So I want to get into Q&A, but I want to ask this, as the typical rules go, please, nothing with the FJB, LGB, that sort of stuff. Comments, nothing on the 2020 election. Sunshine Me, thank you for the super sticker. Appreciate that. Nothing to deal with the 2020 elections, nothing to talk about our good old arm candy here. But the other thing I've got to ask is, please, let's not talk about anything that's going on in Ukraine. Their rules, their platform, got to do that. I will tell you this, all right? Y'all know I have the backup channel. For those of you that don't, it's Pinball Prepping. I don't post much up there anymore, okay? Usually that's there for when this channel's in jail. However, if there's something that I would strongly suggest y'all go subscribe to that one, because if there's something that I need to talk about over yonder, I will, okay? I'm going to keep it off of this channel, just because we touch on everything here. This is the main channel. I don't want to lose this connection with everybody. Threshold, thank you for the super chat. I don't want to lose this. Dawn Marie, thank you as well. I don't want to lose this channel to be able to communicate with everybody, but anything that is going on over there, I'll put up on Pinball Prepping. If it's really out there, y'all know I have the Rumble channel. To answer everybody, why don't I just go to Rumble permanently? Everything. I get it, okay? And I'll say the same thing I said here in this morning's video. Couple of problems. D&E Treasure Chest, thank you. I will, he said, thanks for everything you do. Appreciate all the work you put into helping learn how to stay self-sufficient, stay informed on current events. That's always been the mission of this channel. But the reason I'm not moving everything to Rumble is couplefold. First off, a lot of you have told me you don't like the platform, okay? And I will agree, for trying to read comments and stuff like that, for me, it's a PIA. Let's put it that way. For those of you that are on YouTube, as creators, you have studio, and I can see all the comments to all the videos at the same time in one deal, not have to go bounce to bounce to bounce to bounce video, which helps, because I like to keep track of what you guys are talking about, because a lot of times there's questions in there for me. Okay, so y'all know I read those as much as I can. The second problem with Rumble is, unless you are a subscriber, it takes 2 to 3 days before a video hits the algorithm that they use. And so if I post something tomorrow morning and you don't subscribe to the channel, before it's going to pull up in a search, you're not going to see it till Tuesday. Well, for those of you that have watched me long enough, y'all know a lot of the stuff I give you is timely. That happened that day or whatever it is. 2 days later, it's not going to matter. Last Boy Scout, thank you for the super chat, and you are most welcome for my hard work. I appreciate you guys all being here to support the channel too, as well. Financially, spiritually, emotionally, camaraderie, whatever you want to put it. Okay, we have all built a great family here, and that is all. What is most important to me is that we all work together. I mean, I've met some great people in person that I would have never met if it wasn't for this channel, and hopefully you guys have too. I mean, I know from the meetup last year, a lot of you guys did as well, but there's some very strong friendships that have been put together by all of us working together. So I wanted to put that one out there. So please, avoid those comments, if you will. Because we all know how this is going to happen. Right now, they're going to go after the monetization. The next thing they're going to do is start giving strikes, and the next thing they're going to do is deplatform people. And we got enough other crap going on that I don't want to get deplatformed. Terry, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. Certainly don't want to get deplatformed or anything. There's enough, like I said, enough other stuff that we need to focus on, deal with, and everything. This will all come to bite YouTube in the butt. Sandy, thank you for the super sticker. Because, y'all know me. I've never taken a side on either side. I've called out both sides. I don't agree with either side. Okay. But, unfortunately, what they're doing is they're not letting the truth get out. And like I said this morning, our First Amendment is the only thing that holds this country together. And the Second Amendment is there to protect the First Amendment. Everything after that is, you got this one, and it's way down here by the time you get to number 3, because number 1 and number 2 are the most important. That's why they're number 1 and number 2. So, all right, let's get into Q&A. Guys, please keep it PG-13. The one thing we don't have any patience for around here is being rude to each other. So if you want to be an asshole, go do it somewhere else. You won't be around here to do it a second time. My mods between Robert, Jacob, Lucky Dame, Lorna, and North Shore. North Shore is actually out with his folks this weekend, so I'm glad he's doing that. They will get rid of you quickly. Trust me, these guys are pros at keeping the trolls out of here. So, I could not do this without their help. And I thank each one of them for spending their time with us every Tuesday and Saturday night every week. So, okay, let me get back up to the top here. Mike, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. So let me get back up to the top here and see what y'all want to talk about, because that's kind of the whole point, and I kind of ran along there. Marilyn Parmalee posted the link for what groceries might be missing, and people are telling me I'm spreading fear. Just can't help some people. Thanks for all you do. Clarity Jane, thank you as well for the super chat there. I get a kick. There are so many people out there who are just like this. They don't want to see it. If you want to be an ostrich, if you want to stick your head in the sand and avoid, reality, that's up to you. Like I've said, there's no way in the world anybody can tell me, gee, this is a surprise. Where in the hell have you been for the last 2 years? Okay. Shortages in the store, toilet paper runs, medicine out, shortages, no milk, no eggs, inflation, you pick one. Okay. And somebody's going to tell you that you're spreading fear. What rock do they live under? It's not stories that you're telling them. Here, y'all know under the videos, all the time, here's a link, here's a link, here's a link, I'm not making this stuff up. Okay. It's just all over the place. And then I kind of put it all together into one package, analyze it and go, okay, this is what's going on. That's the point. It's the analysis that I think is important. Naomi, thank you again for the super chat. It's the analysis in there that, like I say all the time, it's putting puzzle pieces together, because you get a little bit here and a little bit here and a little bit here. And unless you take all those and go, oh, well, that affects this one and this affects that one, and if I put all this together, that means this. Because journalists, yeah, right, don't do that anymore. They copy a couple of tweets and go, here's my article, editor, let's run it in the paper today. I actually started college majoring in journalism, go figure. And yeah, it's just the work isn't done. The media has gotten extremely lazy. Let's put it that way. And the media was supposed to be the one that would keep the government in check, and the media wound up in the government's back pocket. And so now the government isn't in check, and this is what we get for it. So, yeah, but people telling you that you're spreading fear, tell them to go take a hike. That's fine. Let them do whatever they want. Just don't knock at my door when you're hungry. Okay, let me keep on going down here. Suburban Hillbilly, yeah, I saw this. The government of Georgia has declared a state of emergency due to supply chain issues. Gee, there you go. Same stuff I talked about this morning, and I think he announced that, state of emergency yesterday. All right. What more do you need, people? Not you guys. Going back to the last comment here. What is it going to take for these people to wake up? Is it going to take going to Walmart one day and the doors be locked and say, gee, I'm sorry, there's no food there? I don't have an answer for you. I don't know what it's going to take to wake these people up. Latina Prepper, thank you for the super chat. And David Green, thank you for the super. And I've gotten to the point where I don't care anymore. All right. How did Forrest Gump put it? stupid is as stupid does. I mean, that's pretty much it. If you are that blind that you can't see that something's wrong, I'm not asking, I mean, I've never asked anybody to become a full-blown prepper. Please do something to take care of your family. You know, gee, honey, I was at the store today and they didn't have any milk. Huh. Wonder what the problem is. Gee, honey, I went to the store again today and they didn't have any milk. Huh. When is somebody going to wake up and go, you know what, honey? Maybe we might want to buy a little bit of powdered milk just in case. The seventh hour. Thank you for super chat. It's maybe, people just need to wake up. PJB, thank you as well. I don't get it. And these people are going to eventually, Lynn Craft, thank you for the super chat. You guys are being very generous tonight, and I appreciate it. When people are going to wake up, that's on them. Because, and I know, and a lot of you guys said in the comments, you're not going to be able to turn away that person that says, but I've got 2 kids to feed. Noelio, thank you as well. I've got 2 kids to feed. Please give me something or whatever. And a lot of you have said, you can't do it. You're not going to be able to turn those kids away. And I'm telling you this, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months later, you're going to look back and you're going to go, damn, I wish I wouldn't have given them this. Because the first time you give them 2 potatoes and an apple, guaranteed they're at your door the next day. Can I have 2 more potatoes and another apple? Oh, gee, you've got SpaghettiOs. Can I have those too? And all of a sudden you just took on another mouth to feed. That's, unfortunately, that's what's going to happen. NT, thank you for the super chat. And Elizabeth, thank you as well. Brian Kassler, it's not worth saying anything in fear of breaking the communist rules. Yeah, yes and no. Okay. In my opinion, the most important thing we have as citizens of this country to do is to question our government, to keep them in control. And unfortunately, big tech is in the pocket of the DNC. And so they're determining what I can say, what anybody else can say. And that's not the way this country was set up. This country was set up where both sides got to talk. I mean, it used to be on TV. I'll just give you this. Maybe some of you guys are old enough to remember this. It used to be on TV where 2 commercials for competing products couldn't run next to each other. You couldn't run a commercial for Kellogg's Raisin Bran followed by a commercial for Post Raisin Bran. That was against the law. Okay. It also used to be that on television, news broadcasts gave equal time to both sides. You tell me what equal time any channel gives. MSNBC to Republicans. Fox tries a little bit, okay? You've got Jessica Tarloff, you've got Geraldo Rivera, you've got some of these other dingbat liberals on there, but at least they get a little bit of talk. I mean, you get Mika Brzezinski, if you guys know who she is, Morning Joe Scarborough's wife. I mean, she came out and said about Elon Musk that what the hell's he doing trying to buy Twitter? Oh, that's all we need is some billionaire trying to tell people what to think. That's our job. That's what she said, that it's her job, the liberal mouthpiece she is, to tell us what to think. You want to talk about communist rules? Like I said, and I think it was this morning's video, Look at China. You're allowed to hear what the government wants you to know. That's why the First Amendment is there, guys. Okay. And I know I missed a few super chats here. Ex-pirate leader, thank you. Says, keep preaching. My family's taken care of. I feel like most people just don't believe it's possible for things to actually hit the fan. It already is. I mean, we're paying $4 a gallon of gas. Okay. I mean, it came down. The cheapest we saw in all this driving around today was $3.92. Okay. We were paying $2.25, 15 months ago, guys. All right. Just give you that as an idea. Look at the cost of anything. S is already HTF'd. Lily B, thank you for the super chat. I try to be the voice of reason. Sometimes, yes, I know I go off the reservation, but that's passion talking. So I love this country too much to see it go to hell. And Elizabeth, thank you for the super chat as well. I think I got everybody. Did I miss anybody? Nope, I think that's it. Okay, good. All right. Diane Flood, what am I doing with the landscape fabric? Thanks for everything. Okay. And maybe I'll show you guys what I'm doing. The ground here, we've got something in Tennessee called Johnson grass. Okay. And y'all have a invasive weed inevitably that you can't get rid of. All right. And what I do with the landscape fabric is I'll put it over my garden beds, and then I will burn a hole in it and put my plant in. And then I will burn the next hole and put my plant in. Okay, burn it. You don't want to cut it because then the whole thing frays. So if I burn it, old military trick, you burn the strings off your uniforms or whatever, you burn your shoelaces so you can get the little tip on there again so you can put it through the eyelets. But it keeps the weeds down in the garden, and that way it saves me on weeding time and doesn't let the weeds grow up through it, which keeps other plants from competing with what I want to grow for nutrients. Because y'all know, you go out and fertilize your garden, the weeds are stealing all that fertilizer too, going, woohoo, look at this, free food. And weeds grow a lot faster than most anything else. So the more weeds you can keep down, the more fertilizer, the more food, the more organic resources, whatever you need, the more water your actual plants have. So that's what I'm doing with it. Maybe I'll show you what I'm doing. If you guys haven't seen it, I can do a video on that. Okay, so I got some real long answers, haven't I? We're halfway through already. I think I got like 3 questions in. I'm looking here. UNA, there you go. Okay, so you've been around long enough. We understand. Just drop us a link if you want to share anything breaking. Yes, that's what I will do. Y'all know I will give you the short video. It says, hey guys, rumble in the jungle. I'm going to go take a rumble through the park, whatever it would be. You hear something like that, that means go over there. So, Joshua Melby, the relevant are always silenced the most, of course. I mean, that's throughout history. That's always been true. The ones that people listen to are the biggest threat to the ones that nobody wants to listen to. So, rather than have a better message, they try to silence the people that are actually talking the truth. How's that old saying go? When you cut a man's tongue out, I forget exactly how the whole thing goes. It's not that he's a liar, it's that you're afraid of what he's going to say or something like that. There's a lot of truth in that. Tammy Lee, thank you for the super chat. Pinball, did a search for your other channel. YouTube only displays the channel vids. Mods, can you put up the link to the main page for Pinball Prepping so they can get there? Country Humans Grease Fan picked up some seed potatoes today for $2.49 at 5-pound bag at running better price than Menards of $7.49 with 11% rebate. We'll have to plant in a small container, then we'll plant in a 7-gallon grow bag. Yeah, $2.49 for a 5-gallon or 5-pound bag. Yeah, I'm not going to complain. 50 cents a pound. Yeah. Just make sure. Obviously I'm not looking at your potatoes. You need an eye or two on each one of them. If you've got, ones that have 3 or 4 eyes, cut the potato in half, let it sit on the counter for a few days to scab over, and now you have 2 seed potatoes, okay? But let them chit, let those eyes kind of grow a little bit, and if you got them, cut them in half, let it scab over and plant it out. It's a good way of saving seed potatoes. Usually, this year I'd say I probably got on average twice as many seeds as I had actual potatoes. And I mean, the other thing I'll tell you guys too, if the potato's soft, if it's got this long tail where it's already sprouted and stuff like that, plant it. That's exactly what mine were. They were soft potatoes, not rotten, but they were, they'll get a little wrinkly or whatever it is. Those are fine for seed potatoes. It doesn't have to be this crisp, pristine, whatever it would be. You're using it as a seed. It's going to rot in the ground anyway. That's all that plant wants to do is take the nutrients out of there. There's still plenty. I mean, I've got everything growing, and I mean, my harvest from last July was planted. So, 9 months sitting underground in a trash can did fine. Peggy Sue, where can we get the news now? I will give you everything. Don't worry about that, Peggy Sue. Like I said this morning, I'm not going to be silenced. I've just got to do it a little different. So, anything that needs to be talked about will be on the backup channel. So we'll go there. Other than that, all the other stuff about the southern border and crime and inflation and finances and all that sort of stuff, that'll all still be here until they tell me I can't do it here, and then we'll figure that one out. Foggy Mountain Man, Uncle Sam stole my billfold this year. Yeah, you and me both. Frank Bees, how come you, I'm assuming that's supposed to be you and not toy, have any bees? Mountaintop Preps and I were talking about this today, and because he's been the beekeeper, and he was saying that it's $170 for a hive or whatever. But the problem we've been having here is the winters have gotten cold, and the hives don't survive. He hasn't had any luck having a hive survive over the winter, and it gets to be cost prohibitive when you're spending that much on the hive, and you're not getting the bees die, and you're not getting the production of the honey out. I mean, you can buy honey usually around $10 a pint. Okay. But so you're figuring you have to get 17 pints out of a hive. And when he's only getting 8 or 9, he's paying $20 a pint. It doesn't make any sense to do it. So what he's trying to do, and I'm going to try to do, is put in some wood bee houses and see if we, not carpenter bees, but wood bees, and see if we can get those for some pollinators. So trying that. Northern Girl, thank you for the super chat. Let's see. Joe Sixpack, do you have any luck with broccoli and cabbage in the gardens down here in Tennessee? I heard bugs are an issue. I have no problem with cabbage whatsoever. I mean, my cabbage leaves are this big already. Okay. It hasn't started heading, but they've only been in the ground for about 3 weeks. We didn't plant broccoli this year. Last year, we planted broccoli, cauliflower, and Brussels sprouts as well. The broccoli bolted, so it started to make heads and then bolted. That was the end of that. The cauliflower never even started to make heads, and the Brussels sprouts were in the ground for 8 months and had the tiniest little Brussels sprouts on it. And I'm like, okay, you know what? It's not worth that much garden space and that much work for next to nothing. So Mrs. P and I have concentrated a lot more this year on what we've planted is stuff that we can store, okay? Stuff that we can can. You can't really can broccoli or cauliflower or anything like that, so we're planting more of the stuff that we can or we can dehydrate. But yeah, cabbage, if you're having problems with bugs, obviously that's cabbage hornworms or anything like that, get some BT and spray that. I sprayed it out on mine once because we are very, very early on. We had a couple of little holes in it. sprayed it on there. It's been fine. I'll probably have to I mean, we've had a lot of rain and I don't have any holes in my cabbage. I was just out looking at them yesterday. I'll probably get out and spray it with BT again. But yeah, I mean, that's, it's Caterpillar Killer is what you see. It's, what is it? Bear, I think is the brand or whatever it is. If you email me, I'll send you a link to exactly what I got. Paula MB, Mr. P, what are your thoughts on Keystone meat? I managed to get 12 cans chicken, couldn't get beef. Keystone is some excellent tasting meat, very good to put back. A lot of people like it. Tastes great. So yeah, definitely something good to have. If you can find it, that's the hard part, is finding it. If you got it, good. Romy Davis, I got a lot of funny looks today at HEB. Yeah, I get that too when I go into the store or whatever it is and I'm buying all this stuff. Fortunately, at the store I go to most often, they know me. You guys have seen me in there in the outlet and stuff like that because it's where I do the shopping for do all my shopping, but it's where I do the shopping for the food pantry and stuff like that. So they know me. I mean, the cashiers are subscribers. Uh, uh, but it's always funny. I'll walk in the store. It's like, hey, pinball, a flat of this, a flat of that. And, they know what I'm doing, so just kind of fun. Let's see. Mama Preps 4. I taught my 15-year-old son how to make bread and pie today. He did good. He says girls like guys who can bake. There you go. And you know what? Maybe he appreciates it now. But I will tell you when he's going to really appreciate it is when he's about 35. And when all of a sudden he's married with a 3-year-old kid and his wife is going, I'm exhausted. And he goes, you know what, honey? Let me go in and cook dinner tonight. And the eyes will light up. I mean, I'm not a woman, obviously, and I don't feel like I am one today. I don't identify as one. My pronouns are he and him. But in my opinion, in a woman's eyes, there's nothing sexier than a guy who goes, let me make dinner tonight. So just saying. Healthy disrespect for authority. Am I having trouble finding vape coils? It's funny. I just replaced mine here in the pipe this afternoon, and I looked in there and I go, okay, I've got to buy some more. So I haven't looked because, I mean, when I buy them, I'll buy 6 boxes or something like that. So I've got them. Interesting you're saying that. So I don't know, but I'm going to find out very soon. Debbie Herring. I saw a friend at Aldi yesterday, told her to stock up. She asked me why. Welcome to the Clueless Brigade. There you go. Sugar in the Attic Homestead. Someone asked me what a bug out bag was. I think they live in a cave. Don't you guys get a kick out of just the blindness of people? I mean, I don't. You can turn on Good Morning America, turn on the Today Show, watch CNN, MSNBC. I mean, even the liberal state channels will talk about stocking up food. What is bugging out? I mean, what do you have to do if you have to leave the city? Everybody talks about this. I mean, I'm not saying, again, I'm not saying, you have this, Joe Professional Bob with you or whatever it is. But do you have anything? I mean, here's a good one. Do you have a half a tank of gas in the car? Well, gee, if the world went to shit, you're screwed. Montana Grizz fan. I have an elderly woman tell me I'm spreading fear. When she has no food, she will not get a pea pod or anything else from me. We're obviously you guys are seeing the same thing I am. It's, denial. Oh, the government will take care of me. Right. Tell me how that's been working out for you for the last 2 years. Tell me about how all those people who were on ventilators, how that worked out for them, the government taking care of them. Tell me how all those homeless people the government's taking care of. Tell me about all the food banks that don't have any food, how well the government's taking care of them. You know, you hear all the people that say, "Oh, I'm going to put my faith in the Lord," or whatever it is. Yeah, but I'm going to be the first one to tell you this. And Jesus Christ is not going to ring your doorbell and say, "Hi, I'm here with 2 bags of groceries for you." Okay? God helps those who help themselves. It's pretty simple. Dusty Marthaler, what spices do you use for the dehydrated bluegill? Basically, Mrs. P covers it in salt. It's basically makes salted fish out of it. Okay, head it, gut it, and I mean, take off the scales, whatever still skin on, and salt it up, and that's it. Okay, uh, nothing else. Just basically, it's dried salted fish. And the advantage is once you dry the salted fish, you can put it in a bag and store it in your dry storage, guys. F Home 2C, yes, we no longer have investigative journalism. Yeah, unless they're investigating, oh, this is Kim Kardashian or this is Paris Hilton or what, they'll investigate that all you want, something that's completely stupid. But, we're going to, go back. Geraldo Rivera, I'm going to open up Al Capone's vaults. Who cares? You know? Barbara B in Florida at Sam's today, 2 packs of eggs, $10. Holy crap. Yeah. Matthew Stevens, it's not too late for whoops. And we just shot up. Hang on. Let's see if I can find it. I saw he said it's not too late for sweet potatoes 8A. Let's see if I can find where we were again. I can't speak about 8A if it's too late. I wouldn't think it is, but if you haven't started them, because here I need to get them in the ground around the 1st of June, and you need 120 days on sweet potatoes. So you're probably still okay, but don't quote me on it because you're a couple of zones different than I am, which would mean probably 6 weeks. So yeah, this is probably about time to plant. Leacham THGIRW. I used wood ash to help the potatoes scab over. That's not a good idea because you will get what's called potato scab from putting wood ash on your potatoes. If you have the ability to rinse that off, I would try because the one thing you don't want to use for potatoes is wood ash. Bear Truth 101. Is it a good idea to grow potatoes in a tire? Sure. Mountaintop Preps has got a couple of race car drag strip tires that he grows potatoes in. Works fine. Not a big deal. I mean, again, certain things you don't want to use, certain things you do. I mean, I would not advise anybody using railroad ties or anything like that because of the creosote in there. But tires and everything like that, you're not going to have the plants in there long enough till you're going to turn them out and do it. So yeah, I would have no problem doing it. South Colorado Stetter, we the people. How long do you need to cure your onions? Gases got mine last year. Usually once you take them out, you probably want to leave them in a cool, dark, dry area for about 10 days with the stems on them to let them completely dry out. When you're done with that, then snip the stems off and the roots off about an inch high and then let them sit probably for another week and let them completely dry out. Otherwise, they'll rot, which, like you said, gases got them last year. Okay. Mark Chenoweth, I'm trying to plant okra. Any info on this? No. I hate okra. I don't plant it. There's so many Southern gardeners out there that can tell you about okra. Even though I'm in the South, Yeah, you can tell by my accent, I'm not from the South, okay? I don't like okra. I don't like collard greens. I don't like grits. I don't like black eyed peas. Why? I didn't grow up on them. I mean, that's it. Okay. You have a tendency to eat what you grew up on. So, there's a lot of stuff that I eat that I grew up on. People down here, how the hell do you eat that? It's what I grew up on. Let's see. Do 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 do. Dispatch. It's not the cold that kills the bees, but the thicks that kill the bees when they go into winter. Okay. And again, I'm not the beekeeper. I don't know. Okay. Uh, I try to attract pollinators to my yard. I know what I know about beekeeping would fill a thimble 1,000 times over, and you'd still have room. Uh, Kit Carlson found a deal on solar panels, 100-watt, weird at Harbor Freight from what say they're not bad, $86 each, special sale. If they don't work, we'll got a 90-day return. I've heard a lot of people, and there's videos on YouTube. Go look up some videos on the Harbor Freight solar panels. I've heard they're actually pretty good. Okay, I've never used one, but I've God knows how many hours I've spent researching stuff. And y'all know me, I'm always looking for a deal. But I've heard good things about the Harbor Freight solar panels. So, again, $86 is, I mean, it's 100 watts, okay, but $86 is still a great price. Kathleen Ralston, if the broccoli bolts, can you still peel and eat the stalks? Yeah, you can, but they're gonna be bitter at that point. So, you kind of need to get them before they bolt. And I mean, they were teeny tiny like this. It looked like one floret, and then all of a sudden it got hot and boink, that was it. So, I mean, I had massive. I mean, my broccoli plants were 3 feet high with little florets like this, and then they bolted. They were beautiful plants, and then it got hot. It's the problem that most of us all know. There is no spring anymore. We go from winter to summer. I mean, it's supposed to be 35, 36 degrees tomorrow night, and it's supposed to be 82 on Wednesday. How do you plant in that? That's the problem. You're borderline freezing to summer. Oops, there's a little buffer. Let's hope. Okay, it looks like it came back. Hunter's wife, does flour and baking soda work for cabbage dust? Flour is great for getting rid of aphids and things like that, but you're going to need something a little bit more to get rid of the cabbage worms and stuff like that. It's not going to be enough to dry out the cabbage worms. Joanna McGrath, thoughts on lab-grown meat? No. Period. I don't want, I want my chicken off of a chicken. I want my pork off a pig. I want my beef off a cow. I don't want any of this. Gee, we can take human cells and we can make meat. Great. Cannibalism. That sounds cool to me. No. Okay. We can, I don't care what AOC says, we can raise cows, we can raise pigs, we can raise chickens. People have been doing it for thousands of years. AOC is not going to be around thousands of years. The sooner we get rid of her, the better off we are. These environmentalist whack jobs are just insane. And like I said, I mean, what I'm going to talk about in the morning is kind of goes into that a little bit. Billy Pollard, Ingalls typically has all types of Keystone ground meats. Yes, I've seen that. Tina Moore, Pinball, I'll give you bees. Sending bees through the mail, probably not exactly what you want to do. Patty L, what did you buy at the Amish stores? Mrs. P got some millet. Uh, she loves the stuff. Again, this kind of going into what you grew up on. Okay, millet, which to me is bird food. She loves it. I can't eat the stuff. What else did we get? We got some strawberry jam. She got something else. I forget what it was. And then Mrs. Mountaintop Preps got a bunch of spices, coriander. I forget what some of the other ones that she got were, but things like that. And then what I got was 2 rocking chairs for my front porch. So that was it, because my rocking chairs broke. My fat ass broke rocking chairs, so I needed to get new ones. So that was it. And yes, and it's a funny thing. Get this, guys. The spices and stuff like that the girls got. Holy crap! I mean, talk about cheap compared to what you're paying in a grocery store for the little jugs of McCormick or whatever it is. I mean, 5 times as much for a third of what the grocery store charges. So there's the first one. Here was the kicker to it. The chairs, right? I got 2 rocking chairs made of ash for the same price that I bought 2 rocking chairs at Walmart 2 years ago made of pine. Figure that one out. And if anybody's ever taken a look at Amish furniture, it's about the best quality you're going to possibly get. Okay. Lenny on the Mississippi, absolutely sexy to cook dinner together too. Okay, we're not going there. No, sorry. Family friendly. I got to remind myself of this sometimes too. Heart welder had someone at the store today say to their wife, "That guy knows what's up." There are people. I mean, a lot of you guys ask me, how do you meet preppers? There's the guy right there. It's like you hear that, you turn around and say, "Good to meet you." There's a potential mag member. Dobby Farrar, only here do I get prepping and dating advice. No. Yeah, Frank B's. Yeah, God will sort them out. Ain't that the truth? David Williams, hey buddy. Pinball Mrs. P and Patriot Family, I love and respect as always from Central Mexico, chirping away at life and catching you all on a replay. There you go. Okay, well, we're still live here, so hopefully you're still sticking around. Chris Langley, when do I think we will see the food shortages? Well, I think we're already seeing them. I think they're just in bits and pieces right now. When does the supply chain completely collapse? Probably sometime mid to late summer, early fall would be my call, because that's when, I don't know, all these food plants that caught on fire. I mean, the Taylor Farms one that I told you, 2 years to rebuild it. That's a total loss. Okay. They got to move everything down to Arizona. Well, gee, that means all the produce from California now has to be shipped to Arizona to be processed. Anything else having a problem getting out of California? Truck drivers leaving California. Let's think about the Walmart distribution centers, the potato plant in Maine, the food processing plant up in Oregon. I mean, pick one over and over and over and over and over again. All we're seeing is problem after problem after problem. And eventually it's all going to come to a head all at once. It's going to go boom. And you're going to turn on the news one day and they're going to go, there ain't nothing in the store. How did this possibly happen? And you're going to look at it, go, dumbass, Sunshine Me, what do you put in fuel for storage and how will it last? Okay, you get something like Stabil, STA-BIL. There's a couple other ones. Lucas Oil makes a fuel stabilizer. There's a couple of different brands that you can use. Okay, but you're looking for a fuel stabilizer. If you use 100% gasoline, which is what I was telling you about the other day, do not use this E15 crap. gas is probably good for a year, maybe a little longer. If you're using the 90-10 stuff, I wouldn't count on it more than about 6 to 9 months. So, as I've said many, many times, rotate your gas. When you go from your summer power equipment to your winter power equipment, when you stop using your lawnmower and start using your snow blower, okay, that's time to rotate all your gas. Take whatever you've got in storage, put it in the cars, it'll still run fine, and fill your gas tanks, your gas cans with fresh gas. That's the best way to do it because the stable's not that cheap. And, if you rotate your gas, then you don't have to worry about spending more money on it. I'd still have some stable because there's going to be a day where the gas stations aren't going to have any more. And then you go, oh, I've got gas at 6 months. I can put this in. I can extend it for another 6. Sean in Alaska, I think that's the plan, though, right? People being forced to depend on the state. That's exactly what they want. You will own nothing and be happy. You will own nothing. The government will own everything, and you will be happy because you have a roof over your head and food in your belly, and that's it. You won't have the newest iPhone. You won't have 842 channels of cable TV, but you will have, some place to stay out of the rain, and you will have a bug burger to eat for dinner so you can sustain life. You want what the Great Reset looks like? It looks like what's going on in Shanghai right now. That's what you got to look forward to. Please, I haven't had any food in 2 weeks. Yeah. Let's see. Going up and down. We're gonna shot to the bottom. Did I see North Shore in here? No, sorry, I was lucky to him. Oh no, North Shore is here. Hey, buddy. I hope you had a good time with mom and dad out there for Easter weekend. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna try to get rolled up here. I'm gonna try to find something. Carla Palmer, my grandpa told me that black-eyed peas were turkey eyes when I was 3. I believed him. It's cute. Let's see. Soraya Smile, I cannot believe Mrs. P doesn't make ratatouille for you. Okay, no, I don't like rat. Oh, wait a minute. No, that was a Disney cartoon. No, I don't think I've ever had ratatouille in my life. Let's see. Claudia Starr, how long can you store water bin? Okay, there's got to be a typo in there, so I don't know. How long can you store water? Maybe. Water will eventually go stale, especially if you put it in plastic, because the plastic will leach in the water. You're best storing water in glass, but then, of course, that gets heavy. Again, water, I would rotate, keep it for a year, use it to water your plants, put fresh water in your containers. Mike from Uniontown. When I was a kid, did I imagine this would be the world when I was 56, 57? Not quite there. I'm 55. Give me a couple of months. I thought not the Jetsons, but more like Sleeper House from 73. No, I did not imagine anything like this. I'll tell you, 3 years ago, I didn't, 15 months, no, 18 months ago, I didn't imagine we'd be in this situation. But the reason we're here is because we have a guy with scrambled eggs for brains in the White House, and the rest of the world knows we have a weak president, so they're running all over him. And I certainly never thought anything like the World Economic Forum would actually get support. Frank's bees, they send bees in the mail all the time. The post office people are trained for sending them. Okay. I'm not the one. If you send me bees, I'll give them to Mountaintop Preps. He knows what to do with them. I don't. So, Brent Rollins, just curious, what town were the Amish stores in? One was in, what's it called? Was it Bulls Gap? I think was the name of it. And the other one was in Sevierville. Brenda Mackey, Our puppy chewed up 3 rolls of toilet paper. No more hanging it. Don't hang your puppy. Okay. You know, I know. No more hanging the toilet paper. It was too easy. Sorry. All right. One more. Mason bees that's what it was, not wood bees, mason bees. That's what we were talking about before. Mason bees are good for non-beekeepers. Mama preps for it. It's snowing in southwest Montana right now at 28 degrees. I can't wait till I can plant. My guess is you're probably 6 weeks out at least. Let's see. Anything else? I'm just trying to scan real quick, guys. Paul Harvey used to have Stable for a sponsor, and Frank's Bees last one. I think it's kind of funny the preppers were the crazy ones. Yeah. Ain't that the truth? Everybody that called us nuts for the last God knows how many years now going, can I ask you a question? Yeah, because now we're the authority. So, all right, guys, it is 10 o'clock. Everybody, if you're busy tomorrow, I totally get it. Have a wonderful Easter, or if anything, if you want to say Easter's a pagan holiday, have a wonderful resurrection day. Take the kids to see the Easter Bunny. Remember the reason for the day too. It was all the fun for the kids, but remember the reason for the day. Okay, so take care, guys. Love y'all. Pinball out.